Now that we understand how the filter section works, let's take a look at this filter routing option here. So when the knob is all the way to the left, the signal from filter 1 is routed into filter 2 and then sent into the effects section. So that is called series routing. But we also have this parallel routing when the knob is all the way to the right. So in this scenario, filter 1 and filter 2 are independently sent to the next section. So that's the two filters running in parallel. And that's the two filters running in series. And since this is a knob, you can set it anywhere in the middle. Alright, next over here we get to select how the filters are routed to the effects section. So in this mode, the signal of both the filters are sent into the two FX buses. We don't know this in detail yet, but eventually when we look at the effects section, we will see that there are two effects buses. So when we have this pre-effect sum, what's basically happening is that the signal is summed together before it goes into the effects section. But in split mode, we have the option to send filter 1 into effects A, as it is indicated here, and filter 2 to effects B. Kind of like having two parallel, separate, independent paths. Or alternatively, we can have filter 1 going into effects B, and then filter 2 going into effects A. Alright, I'll switch back to the pre-effects sum mode. Next, we have this amp mod section. So by default, the amp is always modulated by the envelope VCA. So if you look in the envelope section, there are three envelopes here, and the first one is called envelope VCA. So this is always controlling the overall amplitude of the sound. So if I give this envelope some attack, you'll notice that the overall amplitude has that attack. So that can't be changed, but we have the option to add anything else. So by default, we have velocity over here. So if I increase this, and I'll get rid of that attack here again. If I play gently on the keyboard, we hear a softer sound. And if I strike the key harder, we hear a louder sound. But we have the option to choose other modulators, for example, an LFO. So now when I play a note, we can hear how the LFO is gradually bringing up the volume and bringing it down. Alright, so that's the amp mod section. Next, we have a basic panner, where you can pan the entire signal left or right. And then we have the send level feature. So in the effects section, there are two effects buses, but there's also an aux bus here for return effects. So think of this as I have my entire sound here, and I just want to quickly send some of the signal to this aux bus, and whatever is sitting in the aux bus will process that signal. Currently we have a reverb, so we hear reverb on the entire sound. And that's pretty much it. A very simple global section over here.